All right, everyone, the 3rd of May today, NFP today, important day today. I'd be very, very careful as we move into, the New York session. And we will have a live stream for NFP. We'll start around 7 a.m. Eastern. So let's take a look on the daily here. Daily's in this consolidation range now. The candles are printing side by side, so that's consolidation. One thing I want to take a look at is the calendar. See what's going on. So if unemployment rate, non-farm payroll. So they're looking at bad numbers. May expect gold to go up before the news, but who knows? We'll see, right? We can't be very. We just don't know yet. So one look at 4-hour. It seems like 4-hour candles we came down, made a low, and now we're retracing. And if we're retracing, maybe we're creating some sort of a resistance for price to continue pushing down, right? Make sense? And if we do break above, let's say, this resistance on the 4-hour, then we may continue to push up as we have clean range to the left-hand side. Good? Okay. So we have, looks like potential sells on the 4-hour. But if it looks like potential sells on the 4-hour, then we need a resistance formed on the 1-hour, or we need some sort of a support to break on the 1-hour or whatever for price to go down. Looking at the 1-hour time frame now, we have some more analysis and we can basically adjust our zones. Maybe do something like this. We have a resistance up over there. And at the same time, we are also creating a support, right? Resistance and support. And just by looking at this, what we can identify. So just by looking at this, I think we can correctly identify that if we do break above, let's say 2310, if you break above 2310, there's a clean range for price to move up. And also at the same time, now we've created a support at 2300. And if you break below 2300, which is a solid number, solid psychological price number as well, if you break below 2300, there's another support at 22, well, same 2300. I mean, how big is this range anyway? This is 16, 15 pip range. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, I'm going to be looking for a break below 22.99, 22.98 for price to move down. We got clean range. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Dropping down to the 30-minute. Now we have some more information, and this information, I don't think it's very tough, because as price is moving up, there's rejections here to the left-hand side. You see these wicks, these are all rejections. And if we say that this is a zone, let's drop down to the 15-minute because I want to take a look at these wicks on the 15-minute time frame. Looking at the 15-minute, okay, so these are also wicks. So basically we have this range here now, and we are pushing up at this point. Yeah, I mean, most times guys are going to say, okay, I'm going to take a buy over here, but there's no reason to take a buy because we've already moved like 22 pips, and I mean, if you're going to, okay, make a note on this, please. If you have no notes on this, make a note on this now. If you are looking for a buy, your buy should be as close to the support as possible in an uptrend, okay? If you are looking for a buy in a downtrend, which becomes a counter trend trade, your buy should be as close to the break of the resistance as possible. That's only in a downtrend. Write this down. Okay? Now, pushing up, no buys at this point. I mean, let's go back to the 30-minute time frame. The only thing I'm going to be looking at here on gold during pre-London is if we create resistance somewhere around 2304, 2303, or even 2305, if we create resistance, then these candles moving up, they become our clean range. And if we create resistance, then becomes a possibility for pre-London to push price back down. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be waiting for pre-London. As we move into pre-New York, I'm not going to look for any trades. I may look for NFP, but that's about it. Let's take a look at pound yen. Looking at pound yen kept on falling yesterday. Wow, look at that. The daily candles just rejected. We continue to push down. We're coming into this rejection area. Like to the left-hand side seems like clean candle, but this candle rejected here on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Wednesday. Wednesday rejected. Thursday came right over here. Friday is at this point. Friday candle hasn't really moved up, and we don't know whether we will reject this area to move up or what's going to happen. Let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4-hour seems like we're creating some sort of a support area here for price to move up. Of course, if we're creating support, we need a support on the smaller time frames as well. Looking at the 1-hour time frame now, we have some more information. We can clearly see on the 1 hour time frame. We are actually creating a support. At the same time, we have a resistance up over here as well. And this is a 80 pip range. Surprisingly, pound yen has a bigger range than gold. If we measure this range on gold, let's say from this support up till here, 45 pips. On pound yen, it's an 80 pip range. Dropping down to the 30-minute time frame, now we have some more information now on the pound yen. We can see that there is a much better zone over here. And just take a look at this range, man. It's a pretty big range on pound yen, which means there's a lot of volume pumping in pound yen. Right now, we're just consolidating on pound yen. I would want to see price, break below this area. What's this price level? 191,890. 191,890 for price to move down. And the way we can move down is probably this area right here would make sense. Now someone can argue, well, we got this wicks here to the left hand side. Well, these wicks can be broken when there's volume in the market, right? So if we look at, okay, let me just move it a little bit more further. Right there. Okay, perfect. So that's the zone that I'm going to be targeting. I mean, for this, we need a candle to break and close below 191,840 for price to move down. Look at this range. 70 pip range here for price to move down, right? I may look at pound yen over gold today because pound yen has a bigger range. Gold doesn't necessarily has a bigger range. So I may look at pound yen. Now, question may be, oh, if I trade one pair only, and if there's no range, can I look at something else? Absolutely not. You got to get really good at that one pair first. Now, looking at it from a buying perspective on pound yen, let's take a look at this here. Buying perspective, let's drop down to the 15-minute time frame. I'm trying to see some clear ranges if we can find. I mean, look, we got it's all consolidating here. It's pretty difficult to identify a clean range. I mean, if we take a look at this right here, we have, I mean, if you do break above 192, 170, this is a 16, 15 pip range. No, not enough. Even if you look over here, this is 29 pip range. So I'm going to have to wait for price action. Like, you know what, to be honest, yeah, the support here. To be honest, I like sells better on pound yen than buys. I mean, even on 30-minute time frame. Yeah, we'll have to wait here a little bit. I'm gonna be waiting because price action is just ranging. There's no need to just, in simple words, there's no need to fuck around with price action at this point. Excuse my language, but there's no reason for that. Even on gold, we're just kind of like, wait because the range is small here. But anyway, we're gonna see you guys later on for the New York session at 7 a.m. Eastern. Take care.